We hear a great deal about the benefits of Hatha Yoga for physical fitness, de-stressing, even therapeutic applications. And those are all valid and valuable. But Hatha is the physical branch of Raja Yoga, the science of self-realization. And as such, its central purpose is, and always has been, to raise consciousness. Meditation is the primary practice for accomplishing this. And yoga postures and breathing techniques can help immensely. They enable us to consciously and directly control energy, prana, life force, which links body and mind together. And we all know this from our daily lives, that when we feel a rising sensation within us, that's also an indication of higher consciousness. And when we feel a descending sensation within us, that's energy flowing downward, and we feel a lowering of consciousness. This is just everyday life. The link is the astral spine, the primary channel through which energy can flow upward or downward in the body. The more we learn to live in the astral spine, to live from the astral spine, the more that upward flow can happen, and the more we'll live in the awareness of who we truly are. Ananda Yoga practice can help that happen, not only during our actual practice, but throughout our lives. And that's important, because if we aspire to higher consciousness, if we want Ananda, divine bliss, then our daily activities need to be in harmony with and support that aspiration. So as we do our practice now, let's really think in terms of centering ourselves in the astral spine, maintaining awareness of that astral spine, and when we move, when we act, to move from the astral spine, return to the astral spine. So come to a standing position. We're first going to warm up the body a bit, and as the first part of our warm-ups, we're going to do a few of the energization exercises of Paramahansa Yogananda, because if we want to work with energy, we better have some energy. And this system, which we're not going to do the whole thing, but this system is a marvelous way to charge the body with high energy and refine your ability to control energy. But we'll just do a few of them, and a couple of them use what's known as a double breath. And that's a short, then a long inhalation through the nose, followed by a short and then long exhalation through mouth and nose. So we'll do that along with this very first one, which is very simple. Bring the palms together in front, flex the knees a little bit, and with a double inhalation, tense the body in an upward wave as you open the arms to the side. With a double exhalation, relax the body in a downward wave as you come back to the initial position. Tense up. Relax down. 2 more times. Full tension at the top. Full relaxation at the bottom. Okay. Let's bring the hands into the rim of the pelvis. You can separate the feet a little bit. Arch the spine, so you're in a bit of a backward bend, and circle the entire upper body one way, and then the other way. Squeeze around the spine. Feel like you're pouring energy into the spine. And then back to upright, and with tension around the spine, go side to side. Again, it's more about spinal awareness and charging the spine with energy. It's not so much about stretching. Okay, and now we're going to do a twist of the spine. We'll have the arms out in front, and we'll twist around to one side. This arm is going to bend at the elbow, the other straight, and we'll watch the hand go way back behind, and we'll come forward. And so we'll tense back, relax forward. So the lower body will not twist, only the upper body. And just go side to side, tense back, relax forward. both energizing and opening for the spine. Okay, now we're going to do a very simple walk in place. Lift the knees high, swing the arms, walk like you mean business. It's a great warm-up for all the major joints of the body, but also gets energy pouring through the body. Just a few more steps. And let's relax now. One more energization exercise. We'll do some large circles with the arms with double breaths. So double inhale, tense the arms up. Double exhale, relax down. Double inhale up, double exhale down. Tense up, relax down, and reverse. Okay, now hopefully you feel a bit more energy happening within you. Now we're going to do a stretching exercise to free up the breath a bit, which is going to be very, very helpful as we start to tune in more to the astral spine. So bring the palms together at the heart. Let's inhale, interlace fingers. Exhale, press palms forward. Inhale, press palms to the sky. Exhale, release hands and circle behind where you interlace again. Inhale, lift chest and hands. Exhale, stretch way out in front. Inhale, back to the heart and interlace. Exhale, press forward. Inhale, reach up. Exhale, release behind. Interlace. Inhale and lift. Exhale, way out in front. Inhale, back to the heart as you interlace. Exhale, forward. Inhale, overhead. Exhale, behind. Inhale, lift and open. Exhale, back to front. Inhale in, interlace. One more time, a little different this time. Exhale, forward. We'll inhale up. This time we'll exhale over to the left. I'll be your mirror image in all of these exercises. Inhale up. Exhale over to your right. Inhale up. Once more, exhale to the left. And up. Exhale to the right. Inhale up. Exhale, release hands behind, interlace. One last lift and open the chest. Exhale, release to front, back to the heart. Relax the hands to your sides. Now close the eyes, just stand nice and tall and let the breath flow. Nice diaphragmatic breaths with the belly expanding with every inhalation, relaxing back in with every exhalation. And begin to notice the upward sensation in the torso every time you inhale. And the downward sensation every time you exhale. This is something that's so familiar to us, we don't always think about it. This is the life force. This is prana, energy, going up and down through the center of the body. But let's go from a very general perception of that to much more precise, because what's really happening is this energy is moving in the astral spine, which is just in front of the physical spinal column. Let's locate it. With your right forefinger, bring it to the tip of your tailbone. And your left forefinger at the medulla oblongata, just inside the little indentation below the back of the skull. And as you breathe, close the eyes. As you breathe, try to feel that upward sensation is in an energy channel flowing between about the tip of the tailbone and the medulla, of course inside from both of those where you can touch, and back down with the exhalation. This is the major part of the astral spine, but there's still more to the astral spine. Keep the left forefinger where it is. Bring the right forefinger to the point between the eyebrows. The astral spine bends forward from the medulla and goes to the point between the eyebrows, the spiritual eye. That channel is straight up to the center of the body, then turns forward. And relax the hands down, and as you breathe, continue to feel that upward and downward sensation, but try to make it very, very specific, right in the center of the torso. Next, we're going to do a little exercise to heighten your awareness of the astral spine. Very simple. Just sway the body left and right. Simple sway left and right. And feel that the astral spine is resisting that sway, like it's bringing you back to center. You move to the side and the spine brings you back to center so that you sway less and less until you come to a point of stillness right in the center. And then do the same thing with swaying forward and back. Again, the astral spine tries to bring you to that place of perfect centeredness, of perfect stillness, where there's no more swaying. You're totally anchored in your center. Now, what do we really mean by living in the spine, by living from the spine? What we do is we try to make every action an expansion from your center and then a return to your center. Sometimes that cycle is a bit long, but always we need to return to center, because we all know what happens if you simply go out and out and out some more and never come back to center. You get agitated or exhausted or both. But let's use this next warm-up exercise to get a sense of what it is to move from the spine, return to the spine. You can step the feet a little farther apart, maybe, just for balance. Bring the arms straight out to the sides. And with an inhalation, let's lengthen to your left. Exhale, come back to the center. Inhale, stretch to your right. Back to the center. Side to side with the breath. And each time you go to the side, feel that you're lengthening from the spine, out through that arm, coming back to the spine. Out from the spine, back to the spine. This perfect symmetry of movement, giving you not just a stretch of your extremities, but a greater awareness of your center. One more time to each side. Okay. Now, one final warm-up exercise. We're going to do the cat-cow stretch, which may be familiar to you, but we may be doing it in a little different way than you're accustomed to. Most of the time you see this exercise as a simple rounding of the spine and arching of the spine, like one whole piece. Well, we're going to move this into a flow. When we inhale, we're going to lift the sit bones and feel the arch moving up through the spine. When you finish your inhalation, the whole spine will be in a bit of a backward bend. Then you exhale, you keep the lower spine the way it is. You start by bringing chin to chest and rounding through the spine back down. The last movement is the sit bones go more toward the floor. We're going to synchronize this with the breath, with the astral breath, moving up and down your spine. So as you inhale, again, lift the sit bones and move that arch up through your spine. As you exhale, keep the arch in the lower spine as you drop the chin and round downward through the spine. Again, inhale, lift the sit bones. Just go at your own pace, arching and rounding. And try to follow the astral spine, the astral breath in the astral spine as you do this simple exercise. One more time. Next inhalation, just straighten back up to standing. Close the eyes for a moment, and once again, return to an awareness of the astral spine, the flow of energy in the astral spine. As you prepare to move into our yoga postures practice, really make this a constant cycle that you're doing. You do the asana, you expand out from your center to do the asana, you come back to center, which not only balances you, but it strengthens your awareness of your center. So let's come into Tadasana, simple standing mountain pose. Lengthen up through the legs, through the spine, relax the shoulders, lengthening up through the crown of the head. Feel nice and tall, almost like you're levitating. So you're not sinking into the floor, you're lifting the body. The more we have a physical sense of lifting, the more natural it is for energy to flow upward through the body. We're going to begin with a simple balance pose, tree pose, Parigasana. Balance poses are great for learning to live in the spine because they force you to be aware of the spine. If you're not aware of the spine, you lose your balance. You come out of the asana. But you're always looking at something in a balance pose. One of the things that I like to do when I'm outdoors and doing this asana is I like to look at one of the many pine trees that's around Ananda village, because their trunks are so nice and straight. And I try to feel a connection between my spine and the spine of that tree, the trunk of that tree. And really keep a continuing connection there that reminds me more and more of my spine. Well, you might not see a pine tree where you are, but certainly there's something vertical that you can put your attention on. Perhaps it's the edge of a door frame, or a window frame, or a pillar. Put your attention on that, but not that your attention is going out to it, rather that you're using it to heighten your awareness of the spine. And keep that heightened awareness of your spine as you now bring the right foot perhaps to the left ankle or the left calf, or perhaps all the way up to the inner thigh, whatever works for you. I'm just going to put mine at my ankle here. But even if you're at the ankle, occasionally try to bring your toes off the floor so you really heighten that balance aspect of the asana. And with an inhalation, let's sweep the arms up overhead, palms coming together. Exhale and relax the elbows. Let the shoulders soften. Keep that continuing connection with the vertical element that you're gazing at, taking you deeper and deeper into awareness of your spine. Silently affirm, I'm calm. I am poised. Over and over and over again. I am calm. I am poised. You might even be able to feel the astral breath rising and descending as you hold this pose and silently repeat the affirmation. All the better. One more breath. And with your next exhalation, just let the arms circle back down to your sides. Bring the foot back down and come into Tadasana once again, and close the eyes and lift the gaze behind closed eyelids. Coming back to center, coming back to rest. And let's do the other side. Again, establish your connection with the verticality, and again, open the left hip this time. Bring the left foot up to the ankle or calf or thigh, wherever you like it. With an inhalation, sweep the arms up overhead. Exhale, relax shoulders, elbows. Just let the breath continue on its own. Just feel yourself going deeper and deeper into spinal awareness. As you silently affirm over and over, I'm calm. I am poised. And let's inhale, reach tall. Exhale, circle arms back down. Come back to Tadasana. Close the eyes. Again, returning fully to center. We're as centered as we could be while we're in the asana. Now, completely centered. And next, we're going to do a different sort of awareness of the spine. We're going to concentrate our energy pouring out from the spine to do what it is we need to do. We're going to do Utkatasana, chair pose, just the first phase of it today. With the palms forward, let's inhale up in the balls of the feet, hold the breath, come into a half crouch. Then let the breath resume. And instead of focusing on the work that your legs need to do to hold you in the asana, instead focus on energy pouring out from your spine to power the legs. All the extremities receive their energy from the spine. Silently affirm over and over, my body is no burden, it's light as air. My body is no burden, it's light as air. Last couple breaths, maybe you want to come down just a little more. Pour out more energy from the spine. And with an inhalation, let's reach up tall. Exhale back to Tadasana. Again, close the eyes, lift the gaze. Return to center. Feel the energy from as you sent to the legs, returning to the spine. Next, we're going to do a pair of asanas that are going to recharge the spine with energy. First, we're going to do a forward bend to open the spine so it can receive more energy, followed by a complementary backward bend that is going to pour energy into that open spine. So we'll do Padahastasana, the standing forward bend. We're going to do it in a special way. We're going to first bend only from the hips and not bend the spine. Then we'll release the spine. If you want to bend your knees a little bit to relieve any discomfort in the low back when you bend forward, that's fine. I'll do that just to show you how. Let's inhale, reach up tall. Exhale, keep the spine straight as you bend at the hips. Bring the hands onto the thighs. Press the hands into the thighs like you're pushing your crown of your head away from your tailbone, lengthening the spine. Just come as far as you can without rounding the spine. And your next exhalation, let the hands slide down. Let the upper body relax to wherever is appropriate for your spine. Let the crown of the head drop toward the floor. If you like, you can hold the backs of the ankles or the backs of the calves, wherever you can easily reach. Just let the breath flow. Let gravity lengthen and open, not just your physical spine, but your astral spine. Silently affirm, nothing on earth can hold me. Nothing on earth can hold me. And now let's bend the knees with an inhalation, circle arms out to the sides, up overhead. Exhale, relax back down. Close the eyes once again, lift the gaze. back to center with that open spine. Just keep relaxation throughout the spine. And let's follow this with a simple backward bend. You can step the left foot back a little bit, a short stride here. Right knee is bent directly over the right ankle. With an inhalation, sweep the palms together and up. Lift the chest. Feel like your whole being is lifting up. So that you're not only bringing more energy into that open spine, but lifting the energy up through the spine as you focus on the heart lifting. Feel that nice open breath that you cultivated in the warm-ups. Now keeping your breath open and easy, you silently affirm, I am free. I am free. And with an inhalation, reach up tall, step the left foot forward, exhale, relax, arms back down to your side, sharasana, close the eyes. Just enjoy the energized spine, but not only energized, but lifted. Let's now do the other side. Step the right foot back. Again, that short distance. Just almost a normal walking stride, or even a little bit less for some of us. Right leg is straight and strong. Left knee is bent out over left ankle. With an inhalation, sweep the hands together and up. Keep the shoulders relaxed, but the spine lengthening up toward your hands. As you silently affirm, I am free. I am free. I am free. Just a couple more breaths. Keep reaching upward with the heart. And now let's inhale, reach tall, exhale, and circle arms back down once again. So let the body soften, close the eyes, lift the gaze, enjoy that energized spine. Because we're going to use that energized spine just a moment from now. To really gather yourself completely into your center. All right, so open the eyes again. This next asana we're going to do, Virabhadrasana 2, Warrior 2 pose, sort of the epitome in some ways of expanding from your center, because we're going to expand from the spine in every possible direction. Let's step the feet wide apart. Turn the left leg out 90 degrees, right leg rotates in. Try to keep your pelvis level now as you bend the left knee, coming out directly above left ankle, not out past it. And try to keep the left thigh and toes pointing in the same direction. If that right side of the pelvis wants to come up, just see if you can level it so you can lengthen your spine nice and vertical out of the pelvis. Let's open the arms to the side, palms to the sky. And with an exhalation, turn your gaze over left arm. And as you hold this asana, feel energy pouring out from the spine, down through both legs to hold the body up, out through both arms, even up to the crown of the head. Total expansion. Just energy pouring in every direction. So you silently affirm, I joyfully manifest the power of God. I joyfully manifest the power of God. You might even want to come down a little deeper to where the thigh is virtually horizontal. Keep pouring the energy in 5 directions. I joyfully manifest the power of God. And with your next inhalation, let's come back to upright, stretch tall, toes forward. Exhale, relax, arms down. Let's just pause here. Close the eyes. Enjoy that return. We expanded from our spine. Now we're really returning to the spine. The more we can capture this simple art in daily life, not just in asanas, the more we're going to be able to live in the spine. Let's do the other side. Turn the right leg out. Left leg turns in. Again, bend right knee out over right ankle. Again, try to keep the pelvis as level as it can be. With the palms open, let's inhale up. And exhale, turn your gaze over the right arm. Keep the breath flowing. Silently affirming, I joyfully manifest the power of God. Feel that power pouring out from your spine. 5 directions. I joyfully manifest the power of God. Last couple breaths, maybe come down a little deeper. If that works for you, never going to a point of extreme discomfort, but don't be afraid to work the body a little bit. Get more energy engaged. You joyfully manifest the power of God. And let's inhale. Reach up, tall, toes forward. Exhale, relax, arms back down. And you can step the feet back together, back to Tadasana. Close the eyes, lift the gaze. Just feel yourself coming fully back to center, back to the spine. In many ways, the whole practice of Hatha Yoga is simply about what you're doing with the spine. So we want to have awareness at all times of what's going on there as well as what's going on in our extremities to do the practice properly and safely. Now let's come down into standing on our knees. If you want to have a little more cushion under your knees, if you're on a hard surface, please feel free to put a cushion under your knees. We're going to do Parigasana, the gate pose. There's a wonderful contrast to the preceding pose in which we were looking at expanding out from the spine. Here we're going to be really zeroing in on the spine in this asana. So stretch the left leg out to the side, 90 degrees, toes pointing directly away from you. You can lightly rest the left hand on the left thigh. With an inhalation, sweep the right arm up. Exhale, slide over to your left. Again, very little weight on the leg. You can either gaze straight ahead or turn your gaze past the upper right arm, but not looking for your right hand. Just keep the neck doing the same thing the rest of the spine is doing, a gentle sideways curve. Put your concentration in the spine. Just feel the power of the joy of the last asana still within you. Just silently affirm, waves of joy surge upward in my spine. Waves of joy surge upward in my spine. And with an inhalation, reach up through the right arm, bring the left knee back to join the right. Just Tadasana on your knees, close the eyes. Return your awareness fully to center now. Waves of joy surge upward in my spine. It's not a process that happens once and is over. It can happen continually. Let's do the opposite side. Step the right foot out to the side. Toes pointing directly away from you. With an inhalation, sweep the left arm up. Exhale, slide over to your right. Again, minimal weight on that right leg. Either gaze straight ahead or turn your gaze past the upper left arm. It might even help to close your eyes in this asana so it's easier to focus completely in your spine as you silently affirm. Waves of joy surge upward in my spine. Waves of joy surge upward in my spine. And with an inhalation, reach tall. And exhale back to Tadasana on your knees. And then come down to a comfortable cross-legged position. Anyone that's comfortable for you, and it might be that you'd be more comfortable if you sit on a cushion or a folded blanket to allow you to sit with a straighter spine, which will make it easier for the life force to flow unimpeded through the spine. And just pause here, eyes closed, gaze lifted. So when we come down to the floor after the standing asanas, we can take that awakened energy from those upright asanas and begin to refine it, to center it more fully, to relax it. Now let's do another pair of asanas, forward bend, backward bend, to, once again, charge the spine with energy. We'll do jana sharasana, head to knee pose. So stretch the left leg out to the side, about 45 degrees out. And let's inhale, reach tall. Turn to the left leg with an exhalation, reach forward. Let the hands come down to the floor, to your leg, wherever they reach comfortably. Don't worry about reaching the toes. If they reach the toes, great. If they don't, that's perfectly fine. Couple breaths, keep the spine nice and long. And with the next exhalation, just let the upper body soften fully. Just keep the breath flowing as you relax into this asana. You're relaxing open, but we've added to that simple element of relaxation, the idea of expansion, going out to the side. So silently affirm, left and right and all around, life's harmonies are mine. Left and right and all around, life's harmonies are mine. Now with an inhalation, let's walk the hands back in, and body up to upright, stretch tall to get the spine long. Exhale and circle arms down, come back to cross-legged, and let the body soften. Soften into stillness. Eyes closed, gaze upturned. Just gently toward the spiritual eye. Let's expand out to the other direction now. Straighten the right leg out to the side so the left foot is into the inner right thigh. With an inhalation, reach tall. Turn to the right leg, exhale, lengthen out over that leg. Keep the spine long as you drop the hands to the floor or to your leg. Just a couple breaths of getting the spine as long as it can be. Your next exhalation, just let the upper body soften. Again, very patiently expanding out to the side, silently affirming left and right and all around. Life's harmonies are mine. Let's walk the hands back in now with an inhalation. Let's stretch up tall. Exhale, relax, arms down to your sides, back to the cross-legged position. Let's close the eyes, lift the gaze. Enjoy that open spine. See if you can relax your spine a little more open. Not through stretching it, just through relaxing it. Creating space for the next asana to pour more energy into the spine. Now let's open the eyes. Come onto your belly, full length. We'll do Shalabhasana, simple version of locust pose. So get the spine as long as it can be. Walk the feet and hips down away from your shoulders. So get lots of space in the spine. And with an inhalation, let's lift the legs, lift the arms, lift the head. Try to keep the breath smooth and even. Reach the fingertips back toward the heels. Silently affirm, I soar upward on wings of joy. Nothing to see here. Close your eyes. Turn the gaze to the point between the eyebrows. Feel it as the backward bend of the body charges the spine with energy. That energy is rising to the spiritual eye, the center of joy. I soar upward on wings of joy. And let's gently relax back to the floor. Bring the hands beside your chest and push back into child pose. Sitting back on the heels with forehead to the floor. Let the body relax and especially feel a sense of relaxation in the spine as you stay in child pose. Now let's move into another spinal charger. This is Sasamgasana, the hare pose. Reach the hands behind and grasp your heels. Try to do it with the thumbs along the outer edge of the sole of the foot, fingers curling onto insteps. Let's inhale and come lightly onto the crown of the head. Keep most of your weight on your legs, not on the head. And reach the spine forward, but resist that forward movement with the grip on the heels. This magnetizes the spine, which is to say, it vitalizes it, concentrates the energy of the spine, focuses it. Silently affirm, I am master of my energy. I am master of myself. I am master of my energy. I am master of myself. And let's relax back to child pose. Just enjoy that sense of spinal mastery. Not allowing the energy to leak out. Just bringing it to full focus in your center. With your next inhalation, let's come back to upright. We're now going to do a backward bend of the spine, a little bit of inversion. Setu Bandhasana, bridge pose. You might like to use a blanket and lie on your back on the blanket with your shoulders on the blanket, head off the blanket. This will help to avoid overstretching your neck. You can bend the knees and bring the feet in close to you. After the last couple asanas really charging the spine with energy, let's really affirm our divine connection now. This is not our energy. We're just the stewards of God's energy. It's all God's energy. With an inhalation, press the feet into the floor and slowly bring the pelvis up as high as comfortable. You can interlace fingers behind your back and roll onto the tops of the shoulders, one at a time. Keep pressing the back of the head and shoulders and arms into the floor to give you a sense of lift, give you a sense of offering. Just giving yourself completely. Just silently affirm, I offer every thought as a bridge to divine grace. I offer every thought as a bridge to divine grace. Feel that spinal energy being drawn by the force of subtle gravity toward the brain. Feel your brain open to receive it. I offer every thought as a bridge to divine grace. Last couple of breaths. See if you can expand, open a little bit more. And your next exhalation, release the hands and slowly lower back to the floor. If you feel it's needful, you might want to bring the knees up toward the chest to relax the lower back. Just let the body soften here. Feel that upward direction of prana, life force, still, even now that you're out of the asana, still pouring to the brain. Now we'll do one more asana, a twisting asana from the supine position. I'll lie with my head toward the camera so that you can more easily see if you're not familiar with this asana. Just straighten the body out, nice and long. Now I won't be mirroring you because it's easier for you to follow now if I don't mirror. So I'll bend the left knee, slide the foot in, press the foot in to lift your hips and shift them over to the left a bit and then back down. Left foot onto right thigh, right hand onto left knee. Left arm directly out to the side. Let's inhale. Exhale, roll on that right hip. Try to keep the left shoulder blade in contact with the floor. Just let the left knee come over just to where it wants to be. Don't feel you need to bring it to the floor. Keep lengthening through the right leg, lengthening through your spine. If you want, you can lift your head and turn your gaze to look over the left arm. But keep your concentration in the spine, so it can be helpful to close your eyes. This is all about the spine. As you silently affirm, I open to the flow of God's life within me. I open to the flow of God's life within me. And let's bring the head back to center and untwist. Shift the hips back to center, straighten the left leg out. Left arm down by your side, let the body soften. Turn the gaze to the point between the eyebrows. This helps to magnetically attract energy to the spiritual eye. And let's do the opposite side. Bend the right knee toward you, foot to the floor. Press in and shift the hips over to your right. Then right foot to left thigh, left hand to right knee. Right arm out to the side. Let's inhale. Exhale, roll on the left hip. Keep the right shoulder blade on the floor. If you like, lift the head. Turn your gaze out over right shoulder. Close the eyes. Just feel like you're completely absorbed in the awareness of your spine. That the twisting sensation is magnetically attracting your energy, your awareness to the spine. Just silently affirm over and over, I open to the flow of God's life within me. I open to the flow of God's life within me. And now let's release from the twist. Coming back up, head forward. Shift the hips back to center. You might want to bring the knees into the chest for a moment. And then relax the legs out long to the floor. Come into corpse pose, Shavasana. We'll have a deep relaxation period now. So just spend a moment lengthening your body. Walk the feet and hips away from your shoulders. Stretch the shoulders down away from the ears. Roll the inner arms and palms open to the sky. Behind closed eyelids, lift your gaze toward the point between the eyebrows. Make sure your back of your neck is nice and long. The body open. So the arms are a little bit away from the trunk. There's no confining of the breath whatsoever. Silently affirm bones, muscles, movement. I surrender now. Anxiety, elation and depression, churning thoughts. All these I give into the hands of peace. Just ponder that the body, the emotions, even the thoughts are not yours. They're all borrowed. but none of them is you. Let them go. Give them back to their source in divine peace. You're not any of that. You are peace itself. Relax ever deeper. Ever more joyfully into peace. Now bring your awareness back to the breath. Let it begin to deepen a bit. Without letting a deeper breath take you away from that sense of inner peace. Begin to move your limbs a little bit, the hands, the feet. the arms and legs. Bring them back to your awareness without distracting you from your center. Turn the head side to side a few times. Let's reach the arms up overhead along the floor with an inhalation. Stretch up through the fingertips, reach down through the feet. Exhale, bring your knees up and wrap your arms around them, squeeze them in. And roll left and right across the spine a few times. And then all the way over onto one side. And then let's gracefully push back to an upright sitting position. And let's prepare for a little meditation and pranayama practice. If you'd like to sit on a chair, please get a chair. If you'd like to sit on a cushion instead, please feel free. Just get yourself set up in a position that you can maintain comfortably for about 15-20 minutes. Let's just check in with our meditation posture, nice tall spine with the physical spine and its natural curves, which enables the astral spine to be as open as it possibly can be. Knees should be a little bit below hips. Chest lifted, shoulders lightly drawn back, chin level. We're going to do a simple pranayama technique, the full yogic breath. I'd just like to demonstrate it first, and then we'll do it together. Just to get a sense of how to do this, we're going to use the hands. That's not part of the technique, but to get a sense of doing it, it can be helpful. So you can bring your left hand over the navel and the right hand to the side of the rib cage. And as you inhale, feel the left hand getting pushed forward, and then the right hand getting pushed out, and finally the chest expanding. As you exhale, chest relaxes in, right hand relaxes in, left hand relaxes in. Inhale, belly expands, lower ribs expand, chest expands. Exhale, chest relaxes in, lower ribs relax in, belly relaxes in. You can relax the hands down to your sides now and close the eyes, lift the gaze to the point between the eyebrows comfortably, and let's continue with more of these full yogic breaths, but without the assistance of the hands. Just inhale belly and lower ribs and chest. Exhale chest and lower ribs and belly. So lengthen the breath a little if that's comfortable for you. Inhale belly, lower ribs expand, chest expands. Exhale, chest relaxes in, lower ribs relax in, belly relaxes in. Just continue at a pace that's comfortable for you, with the inhalations and exhalations being equal in duration. Feel that upward wave of expansion right along with the upward wave of prana in the astral spine. And the downward wave of relaxation corresponds to the relaxation of chest, lower ribs, and belly. Don't let any element of strain creep into this. Just find that breath rhythm that feels best to you in the sense of calmness, centeredness, relaxation, but being very, very awake. Now let's add to this retention of the breath after the next inhalation. Hold the breath as long as comfortable, but no longer than comfortable. And when the body needs you to exhale, go ahead, release the breath, release chest, lower ribs, and belly. Next couple breaths the same way. It's that smooth, full yogic inhalation. Hold the breath. You might like to chant Om mentally at the point between the eyebrows as you hold the breath. Om, Om, Om. When you need to exhale, let the breath go, chest and lower ribs and belly. One more breath this way. Just drawing energy up to the spiritual eye. And feel as you chant Om at the spiritual eye, like you're concentrating that energy there. Concentrating that higher awareness. And when you need to exhale, go ahead and release. But keep that feeling of vibrant awakeness at the point between the eyebrows. Now let go of the breath completely. Don't control it. Don't try to do full yogic breaths. Just let the body breathe as it needs to. And begin to notice the pauses between the movements of the breath. Natural pauses. You're not holding the breath. There's just a natural pause after each inhalation and after each exhalation. Enjoy those pauses. Enjoy the freedom from breathing. But most of all, enjoy the stillness of those pauses. Try to feel that your simple enjoyment of those pauses is lengthening them without you forcing them to be longer. Enjoy the stillness. And feel that stillness remains even when the breath resumes movement. That stillness lies behind the breath, which is just a superficial action. Feel that stillness leading you to the realm of thought, beyond the breath, where you start to feel spaces between thoughts. Maybe they're small, but enjoy them. Enjoy freedom from the tyranny of constant thinking, even if only for a moment. And as you enjoy that freedom, that mental stillness, you can feel those spaces between thoughts growing. And as you go deeper into that mental stillness, you feel it's still there, even when the next thought comes. That stillness lies behind the thinking process, behind the mind. It's a deeper level of your being that is always still. If you will just take the time to focus on it. Breath, even thoughts, totally superficial to who you are. You just feel who you are. You don't think it. Let that feeling take you into ever deeper stillness. Into ever deeper peace. Now, as we prepare to close our meditation, let's do a brief visualization. Just see yourself in your next outward activity, whatever it may be, whether simple or complicated. Feel yourself bringing this stillness, this centeredness into the activity. See yourself making every movement, everything you say or do, an expansion from your center, from that stillness, and a return to your center, to that stillness. No matter what the circumstances or who else is present, you are in stillness, even in the midst of outward activity. You simply expand from that stillness and return to it. Now let go of any specifics of that activity, any specific actions. And simply sit in the feeling of expansion from center to do what you need to do, and relaxation back to center, back to stillness, back home, even in the midst of outward activity. And let's prepare to come back to outward awareness once again. And slowly open the eyes. So try to keep this in mind as you go about your next activities, whatever they may be, simple though they may be. Simple act of picking something up and putting it back down, of saying something and then listening, of praying to God and opening to a reply. It's all expand out, relax in, out from your center to do what you need to do, return to your center, to your home. It's the rhythm of the divine life. May God bless you.